What? I said something nice.
All right.
And now a word from our sponsor, Gary's Wholesale Sausage Emporium. Are retail hot dog prices making you crazy? Come on down to Gary's for all your discount dog needs. Was this really the best we could do?
Blue Apron passed.
Okay. Let's get vulnerable, Langley. Let's get sexy. First caller gets 11 feet of Gary's signature summer sausage.
You know, you started to tell me, what the fuck is Blue Apron?
What?
Blue Apron. Somebody was trying to say what it was and got interrupted the last time. And I don't know what Blue Apron is.
Me neither.
Who was it that was starting to say that? Delita, was it you? Was it Mephisto? Who the fuck was it?
What's Blue Apron? I don't even know what it is.
It's a meal. It's a meal thing. BlueApron.com. It's meal kits. You basically have a meal sent to you, and I think you just reheat it.
All right, I just opened it up. Oh, okay, I see what it is.
Care to enlighten us?
It's just what he said, easy meal kits. They put stuff together for you based off of whatever diet or diet restrictions you have, and they will make the meals for you and send them to you. And it's, of course, going to be above cost because, well, they have to make money.
Yeah.
Is it the ready-made? Is it the ready-made meals or just the ingredients that you need for the recipe? Because that's what
they send it to you. They can send it to you, I guess, in different ways. They have wellness menus. They have craft menus, family-friendly, fast and easy, vegetarian, premium, ready to cook, prepared already. They sit, and all you got to do is heat them back up. They have breakfast and desserts. It's pretty nifty. This is for those rich people on the go that want to find a cheaper way than to hire their own cook.
Because they never learned how to fry an egg.
Look, man, I've known a lot of people over the years, and I would say probably about 10 to 15% know how to fucking cook an egg correctly.
I know. It's sad.
I worked in restaurants, and I learned as a short order cook. And so I know how to cook an egg. Somebody tells me over easy, I know over easy. If they say over light, it's the same thing. I do consider it over light to basically be an over easy, but less time. Because the way it goes is you're supposed to flip the egg 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,004, 1,005, and then your egg is done. Easy over light to me should be 3 seconds. So you're actually.
Here's what I don't know how to do it, but it's just because we don't flip an egg that you fry in Europe. So I know all the European ways to prepare an egg, but not the flip it over because, oh my God.
One more reason why America is better than Europe.
No, you're destroying deliciously runny.
No, they're overcooking the fucking eggs over there. What they'll do is see, one thing I do, because some people don't like the over easy because it does kind of sear the egg a little bit. So what you do is you poach the egg slightly. You put after the egg is cooked for a little bit, as you see the edges starting to cook, you put something over it. I use a pan top, and I have a clear one. You want to watch the fucking egg, you know. And as the more steam you see on the glass lid, the closer you are to being done. So as it steams up slowly, when you see it built up to where it's totally obscured, egg's done, and you bring it out. But I also like over easy or over light, same thing.
See, the way I like doing eggs was lower heat, so it becomes fluffier, and then mix in some cheese and butter, and that's
talking
really
scrambled
good.
eggs, though, Shanatsky.
Yeah, but like really well done scrambled eggs, because if you put it on sous vide, it just it just has a different texture.
Okay, there you go, Anima.
Put it down. I hate that fucking song. It's stupid.
I don't know what song is that.
I don't know the song.
It got way too famous. It's just one of these pop singers that lands a hit that everybody remembers after listening to it twice and can sing along, and that's what makes him top 1 in the top 40. And it's stupid.
All right, it's time for Gary's class of Film 101. Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up, Sandra, because
Yes.
Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 was definitely an influence on the film, as well as Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, as well as I just forgot his name that did Big Brother.
George Orwell.
George Orwell. You know, these were all influences, but there was another influence that doesn't get
1984?
is 1984. The other one that doesn't get enough affection and love is the similarities between the premise of this film and THX 1138, which was George Lucas's first film. And I actually loved the fucking movie, and I loved his 2002 updated version where he fixed some of the effects and added some additional stuff for visuals. And I felt like there you did it right. You didn't fuck with Han Solo, so it worked for me. I liked the 2002 re-release of THX 1138, and it's beautiful, and I consider it the superior copy. Wilkie's Movies is here. Music, what's up, man? Hey.
Hey, Corey.
So who else is here? We got Gambit, of course. Sandra Hammerschlag. Genghis Khan is here. And Wilkie's Movies and Music. We have 18 watching right now. Hopefully that'll grow a little bit as we go. And we're going to be talking about Equilibrium, a very underappreciated movie. That's strange. And I understand where it got its inspirations from. And I'm not sure some of the ideas worked, but I will say I fucking enjoyed it. I love fucking Gun Cod. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's great.
The concept of using martial arts while using weapons is absolutely. And of course, this movie is inspired by some of the 70s, late 60s, early 70s martial arts films where a lot of over-the-top gun and sword shit was getting mixed in together. And of course, China's not the only one that made martial arts. Japan made some really good ones in the 70s. That's how we got Sonny Chiba, man. And the shit that Sonny Chiba did, I fucking loved his violent films. And this film uses it in a very artistic way. And so you kind of have to check your fucking brain at the door to really appreciate this. But the reason why, hey, Jacob, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I see Penny's here. Hi, Penny. Good old Andy. Andy Morrow is here. Good morrow. Good morrow, Andy Morrow.
You know it's evening, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's morrow somewhere.
If he's in the UK,
it's not the same
21:13.
time all over the world. It's somewhere. It's, I get up in the morning and I'd have a beer and somebody said, "What the fuck, man?" It's like I had a hangover. So the best thing to do is get a little hair of the dog that bit you into your system. Take the toxins, smooth them out.
Hair of the dog?
We have a
Hair of
name
the
for
dog
that in
bit you.
German. It's called Reparaturbier. It means beer to repair you.
And hair of the dog sounds better.
I am not familiar with that expression.
Which one?
Hair of the dog.
It's hair of the dog that bit you. And what bit you, the dog that bit you, was the booze. And the hair of the dog is to take a drink to help even things out. That's what that means.
Oh.
But there's some great violence in this film. Action scenes are just gorgeous, sumptuous to watch. This was a $20 million budget made by a film studio that didn't know what the fuck to do with this movie. They were the wrong studio. Fox was the studio to do this film. And Fox turned it down, so they went to Miramax. And Miramax is not known for this kinds of movies. Miramax is known for dramas and romance films and shit. They were fucking lost. And they didn't spend a fucking dime on marketing this film. The film did well overseas. And then when it got released here in the United States, they only released it to 300 theaters. And again, no advertising. I went in to see this movie blind. I didn't know a thing about this movie. I just saw Christian Bale because I was already a fan. He had done a little movie.
Explain to me, please, why do you release a movie like that and only to a certain number of theaters and not US wide? It's stupid. I don't know.
It is stupid.
By the way, hi Bush.
Hey Bush.
Yes, we have Bush and 11 Alpha.
Hi Alpha.
Anima, it usually means the studio has no faith in it. They go, oh, or it was part of a previous regime. That happens sometimes too. Like Adventures of Baron Munchausen's another example where one regime really liked it and then other people took over, but the film's already done. So they just throw it out there. We're like, we don't believe in this. We're not putting anything behind it.
Yeah, because where I lived, this was in exactly one theater. And it played for like maybe a week, maybe two max. And all I ever saw as far as advertising was the poster, which is basically the backdrop we're using.
Yeah, right now. That was the poster at the theater I went to see it at. By the way, I'm not sure what 11 Alpha is going on there about, but it actually comes from the South. It's a colloquial thing where they actually used to really fucking believe this. And I hate even mentioning where it came from. But Southerners believe that if you took the hair of a dog that bit you, it would prevent you, and it would put it in the fucking wound. And it would prevent you from getting an infection and rabies.
It sounds like voodoo to me.
It's just bullshit.
Magic.
It's fucking bullshit. But that's the colloquial meaning of the phrase. And it's fucking ridiculous. But it makes more sense when you use it with booze. So, but I'm sure 11 Alpha was fucking around when he said what he said. I love The Adventures of Baron. Yes, I love that movie. We will, Bush. We're going to do it. And if I do it, I expect you to join us. Anima, you make a note of that. That if we do Baron Munchausen, you will join us. Because I love that film. Robin Williams just tickles me. That whole fucking movie tickled me.
Is it okay if I spell it Münchhausen? Because that's
do
what he is.
And also make a note by that will be the following weekend after we do Time Bandits.
Okay.
Because I got to do Time Bandits before I do Munchausen.
I never even knew this movie came out. I only found out in college when it started going around with DVDs, and people were like, "You gotta check this movie out." I think
it gets unfairly compared to because of that to The Matrix, and they were like, "Well, that's why it didn't get released." I'm like, that has nothing to do with why it didn't get released. And don't bring that up around the writer-director, because he'll fucking lose his shit on you because he was not inspired by the fucking Matrix. He was inspired by classic literature and classic movies.
Yeah. I think the only maybe is that the code the clerics use resembles the code that Neo uses in second and third.
That's the only reason why. And but anyway, 11 Alpha, I wanted to let you know, yes, I celebrated this morning, posted on Twitter. I posted happy birthday to the U.S. Army. It's its 250th birthday. And it is Flag Day. And that one, I will say happy Flag Day. For the United States, of course.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The dual wheel gunning, flying through the air shooting, they were both influenced by John Woo, obviously. Hard Boiled came out.
Absolutely. Because they even do the cross gun thing in this. That absolutely is from John Woo. And I'm not a big fan of that. I have a moment similar to that, but I kind of make fun of it. Yeah, there we go. You got
Wait. Let me
engorge that.
I was trying not to say that.
No, you just need to say it. It's fucking funny. Let me engorge you. So
As long as you don't
I
say
have
that
it, but it's on
up.
my computer. I have a digital copy of the film. Ermigerd Matrix ripoff.
I'm surprised there wasn't more Crows of 1984 ripoff, but I mean, instead of Big Brother, you have Father, and of course the big giant screens.
I love the reveal that Father has died like ages ago, and they're just playing, tricking everybody, believing he's still there.
You know why? You know why people
we are just
think
slightly
the
older.
person that face belongs to is not around anymore. So
it was the precursor to Biden.
That's the main one. Put that back up. That is one of the main connections visually to me, as well as story-wise. Connection to THX 1138 is the fact that the AI that controls the world that they live in, this underground world that they live in, keeps everybody drugged up. And that's sort of what's going on in this society. So that is directly the connection to THX 1138 for me.
Same thing with Brave New World, which everybody has to go get.
Aldous Huxley. And look, George Lucas had to have been inspired by Orwell and Huxley to do THX 1138 because it's kind of both stories. Hey, Classic Comics, what's up, buddy? It's not a bad movie, but it's largely a mashup of ideas from earlier dystopian future stories. Yeah, it is. There's a little bit of Fahrenheit 451 in there, just all sorts of stuff.
Well, yeah, that they burn everything that instead of might make people think of books, it's might make people feel.
And by the way, having grown up in Virginia myself, going to DC almost every weekend, when you have the big parades there, you end up parking about a mile away and you have to walk that mile through city streets to get to where you want to go. And it's the parking in DC sucks because free parking, there was still free parking back when I grew up. But from what I understand, good luck finding free parking now.
Oh, one funny fact with this movie too, which I just still remember from the commentary I listened to almost 2 decades ago. He was not intending a Nazi parallel, but they designed the logo, and when they put it on a flag, as soon as he saw it on the set, he's like, "Son of a bitch!"
The flag of the Tetragrammaton. Dude.
It's not just the flag; it's the whole architecture when they are in Berlin and in Rome.
Well, yeah.
Well, they have the fascist style architecture.
With that,
yeah, because
brutalism.
They had no money, so they used those abandoned Nazi structures because they were cheap.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of brutalism. What I'm a fan of is classic Roman architecture. I think it's gorgeous. And we used it in the U.S. with building a lot of our buildings. And I love that Kash Patel is going to bring down the FBI building or sell it or do something with it. And they're going to build something because it was built with brutalism, the new FBI building in downtown D.C. It's right off of the mall. And 11 Alpha knows what I'm talking about. And the J. Edgar Hoover building is absolutely socialist designed. Yes. Socialist realism, brutalism, it's the same fucking thing. And I hate that building. I've hated it since I was a kid. And absolutely happy to hear they're going to build something with a better look that fits the architecture of DC.
I like Art Deco myself.
I like Art Deco too.
Yes.
But not for DC.
Yeah.
Not for DC. DC
classic Roman for DC.
Classic Roman for DC. Absolutely.
You should visit Vienna if you like Art Deco.
Oh, I love Art Deco. And my favorite architect of all time, Anima knows. You can tell him.
No.
How many times have I talked to you about it? Wow.
And she didn't remember. You made quite an impression, Gary.
I'm bad with names. Stop putting me on the spot like that. You know
No,
my
I'm going.
brain sucks
I
for
just
names.
assumed because you always know when I talk about him. And
Yeah,
you
and I
even
know
said
now.
one day,
I know his.
"Oh,
I
look,
know his,
your favorite
I
architect."
know-
You said that to me one day.
Yes.
I'm like, "Oh yeah," and it's
I know
Frank
his
Lloyd
style.
Wright.
I don't know his fucking
Frank
name. Okay.
Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd
Yeah.
Wright is my favorite architect.
I know what
American
his buildings look like. I will never remember.
He's
his name. My brain
everybody's
doesn't work
favorite
like that.
architect.
Jesus
No, he's
Christ.
not. A lot of people fucking hate him. Are you kidding me?
Really? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Dude,
People who don't have taste.
two of my daughters that are architects, and they salivate with his work. They love his work. I have never heard of anybody saying that doesn't like his work.
This is how you know they have a budget. How we start the film, we're going to use a bunch of stock footage. We're going to have standard def text. And we'll have a guy narrating.
I mean, they needed most of their budget for the
Okay.
bullets because
11 Alpha
they use
is
a lot of
one of
bullets.
them.
There you go.
Well, you had
Well,
because some of his contemporaries were considered better than him by others. You look at Walter Gropius, Alvar Aalto, and it's another German guy,
Jimmerman.
Merman, Ethel Merman. He's a German architect. His last name is Rohe, Rowe. And he was a contemporary. And I hear, and that Swiss cocksucker, too. He had a French name, but he was Swiss. Like Corbusier. That dude was also more popular. And so there's a lot of people out there that don't like Frank Lloyd Wright and say that his contemporaries they were better than him. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Frank Lloyd Wright made the most memorable fucking buildings of that period. Yeah, that's who it is. That guy right there. Thank you, Alpha. He knows what I'm talking about. He was also one of his contemporaries that they consider to be better than. And Frank Lloyd Wright, he was sort of the Quentin Crisp of architecture because he did not give a fuck. He would shit all over those architects and then do whatever he's going to fucking do and not even give them the time of day. I love that. So, yes.
Yeah, I used to love Bauhaus until I discovered Art Deco. I saw Art Deco, everybody else loses.
And they also know it's important. Cashan being in a movie, by God, you kill him in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me get you down on the history of this film. So they initially tried to make the film all the way back in '99, the same year as The Matrix. And it was being produced by money that Jean Dubont had from tax credits that he gets from having been born in the Netherlands. And so Jean Dubont used that tax money to make help make the film, and it was Blue Tulip Productions. Okay, and he funded the film, and then sometime around 2000, during pre-production, they brought the next first casting, which was Emily Watson, and it was because of a little film that a lot of you probably never heard of, called American Psycho. He won over the producers to be cast in this film, and that was in June of 2000. Filming began late in the year in 2000, and they had, like I said, a $20 million budget, and that was it. It's a fixed fucking budget. And most of the filming used locations in Berlin, and which led to the fascist look of the architecture within the movie. And they used real locations, including the Olympic Stadium. And basically like the guy who was in charge of the visual effects, this guy named, I don't know if you know who he is, Tim McGovern. It's like just one of those names that just goes places. He worked on God, what I'm trying to remember a movie he worked on. Total Recall. Total Recall. That's right. He was one of the visual effects guys from Total Recall. So that's a film that you might know him from. He died, and so there you go. But anyway, he tried to explain at one point that to make the individual feel small and insignificant, they wanted to create this world that seemed powerful, like overwhelming. And so, of course, using that brutal architecture of Germany is one of those great ways of doing it. So everybody seemed to be swallowed up by the concrete. So much stone and concrete. Even the cars, like the car they're in, everything looks brutal. And of course, Sean Bean's in this, so you can bet money he's going to die.
He always dies.
I wonder how they managed contractually to get him for this series of movies that he's Gary, that he plays a historical figure in a series of movies.
Oh, the Sharps.
Sharp.
Yeah, the Sharp films.
How did they manage to contract him and not kill him?
They tricked him.
Yeah, I can tell you that if you want to watch something where he doesn't die at the end, watch the Sharp films. They're good. And they're historical films. They're a lot of fun to watch.
National treasure.
By the way, you cannot convince me that that's not the fucking armored transport carrier from Aliens.
Well, it must be, because all these vehicles are airport vehicles, and the APC was built
over
on,
top of that,
movie.
the APC. Yes. And I'm just wondering if they just did the exact same thing, because God damn it, that looks like the APC from Aliens. And yeah, that's what they use. It's a transport vehicle that's used on airports.
They had no money for a lot. Like literally, they have motorcycle helmets because they couldn't afford any elaborate uniforms. So literally, it's just wear black, wear these motorcycle helmets. We'll spray paint them black.
By the way, I love the movie Ronin. And yes, he doesn't die in that film. He gets exposed as being a phony. And
he dies. He dies. He lives forever dead inside.
Dead inside. Yeah, he only died inside. This scene right here absolutely screams what's his name that did Metropolis?
Fritz Lang.
Fritz Lang. Yeah, very anti-Yahtzee stuff.
It's a real shame with Metropolis because of it being super popular with the fascists.
Pertwee doesn't play it in this. That's what is his name? Angus McFadden is the leader in this.
He's one of those actors that you know when you see him, but you can never remember his name.
Yeah, he's one of those actors that that guy that was in that thing.
That's Robert the Bruce, man. Robert the Bruce.
That's what he's known for. He played him twice.
Yes.
He played Robert the Bruce twice. He played him in Braveheart. And
you see,
what was the second one he did it in?
Robert the Bruce. I think the movie's called Robert the Bruce.
Oh, it was Robert the Bruce, and he reprised his role. Yeah. So that was kind of neat. I knew he played him twice, but I couldn't remember. Like, what was the name of that second movie? I couldn't remember.
He played
put that back up. Put that back up. Put that back up. Put that back up. Thank you. The vehicle in Aliens was the Hunslet. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's it. And I think they used something similar to it.
Oh, man.
Atlas Shrugged.
I really love this movie. I know all of its faults. I think the biggest of all is the execution. It was a good idea with a poor execution. The only one.
Yeah, the execution had a poor execution.
He's the only one who acts like he cannot feel. Everybody else is their acting is displaying all kind of emotions all the time.
Yeah, that annoyed me too.
So the director of this film, I haven't even said his name yet, is
Kurt Wimmer.
Kurt Wimmer, not Vim Wimmer. Kurt Wimmer. And boy, his hackles go up if you compare it to certain films, like specifically anything dealing with the Matrix, because he came up with his ideas at the same time as them. So he didn't like that.
He's only better screenwriter than director. I mean, he wrote Salt. He wrote Beekeeper.
Yeah, he directed a film before this. It was an action yarn back in the 90s. And then he did this film. And this movie tanked so badly. But boy, it made money on video on demand and home video.
Same thing with Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet, yep.
After this one, he made Ultraviolet. It bombed, but it recouped all the money on video.
And you know what's sad is, what's her name that was in Ultraviolet?
Mila
Jovovich is really good in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing that amazes me, she has been in so many bad movies, and she's such a good fucking actress. When she came out, I said, if you're going to do a biopic about Humphrey Bogart's love, what's her name? I just forgot her name. That he was with until he died. The great actress. She was the actress to play her. Hold on a second. Bogart. Bacall. It just popped into my head. Lauren Bacall. She looks so much like Lauren Bacall. It freaked me out the first time I saw her. I was like, there's the actress that should play Lauren Bacall. Yes, Max Damon. Thank you, buddy. You got it. Not Carol Lombard, but thank you, Vinkman's girl. How do you pronounce this guy's name?
JPRH1.
JPRPH1.
That's not enunciating.
Jeopardy.
No.
Jeopardy.
That's it. Jeopardy. We are now going to call you Jeopardy.
That's the same with Tim's name. FKHC, whatever. You need to give us a name, dude, so we can call you by a name and not a couple of letters. That's fucked up.
Jepper. You will be Jepper.
I'm going to give you nothing but consonants, no vowels.
Fuck vowels.
What are you, what are you, Cambodian? Names like it. I know how to pronounce them because I worked in a company that had a lot of people from Vietnam and Cambodia. And I saw the name NG and like, I looked at that and I just walked up to him. I said, I don't know how to pronounce your name. And the lady turned to me, she says, no. And I went, okay, I now know how to pronounce your name. No.
By the way, this film is also a precursor to John Wick because what's the instigating?
Well, that's been put in
the dog. Yeah.
They absolutely do say that there's a connection between this and John Wick. It's not just the gunfighting. It's that little thing.
Wait, about the fighting, I think it's more connected to Batman Begins than to John Wick because
his performance is definitely
what is that fighting style is called Kenshi fighting system. That is what he uses.
He also was trained in judo for this role. He studied it for I can't remember. I think it was 16 or 18 weeks of judo training. And Ty Diggs did a great job in this film. And I love his death scene.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you have to say about this?
No. I didn't even fucking know that, dude. No shit. It's called a dong. Get the fuck out of here. Man, all the dong I could get. Let's hope filmmakers don't overdo it with John Wick 6. They did it with the last film, man.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was the fourth film. That stairwell scene, people were like giving it love. That stairwell scene, I said, go fuck yourself.
That
scene was so annoying to watch. It's like, do it 3 times. Don't do it 4. Oh, we're going to go past 4 times. Okay. I'm just going to sit here and just wait. And I fast forwarded to finally he got to the top of the stairs. It was fucking ridiculous.
The thing that happened with John Wick 4, as I can tell, they thought it was going to be the last one, so they wanted to go all out, and they overdid it near the end.
Yeah. Now, I will point out that you were correct that he is the facade of the leader, but that's not. Boy, that looks like Christian Bale right there when he was a kid. That's trippy.
Yeah.
That's why they cast this kid and not Daniel Radcliffe.
Wow.
Because he went for that role. That wouldn't
He
have worked.
looks like Christian Bale. Anyway, Alfred here was the face of the leader, but it's not. It's McFadden behind that the facade.
I love this movie.
Oh,
I really do.
Fritz Lang clearly inspired a lot of the brutal architecture from Germany to be used in this film the way they did. Absolutely.
Yep. And Sean Bean infected him with emotion.
Oh, yes. That is a great Ghostbusters line. Tell me when we get to 20. I'm going to throw up. But this is the film. When I saw this, and then I saw that he got picked for playing Batman, I heard a lot of people like, oh, who is this guy? And I'm like going, he's right for it. American Psycho and Equilibrium, this guy can fucking play Batman.
That's another thing Wimmer was talking about during his commentary, literally that Bale was preparing to play Batman. So he was gunning for that role before Nolan.
Not surprised. Yeah, because they started casting right about that time.
Yes, they had to
play the next Batman.
Yes, and they had to wait for him to finish the Machinist and to recover physically.
Oh
from
my
the
God, that's unhealthy what he did. Losing the weight that he did, it almost killed Matt Damon.
Yeah,
he did it incorrectly, and it fucked his kidneys up. Because what ends up happening when you lose weight that drastically, drop that kind of fat off, because it also takes muscle with you, and you begin to produce too many ketones in your blood, and the kidneys can't handle that, and you go into a state of ketosis, which can be deadly. So, yeah.
Ketoacidosis. Ketosis is what you want on a keto diet. Ketoacidosis is where it gets dangerous.
Well, that's the second phase of ketosis. When it becomes ketoacidosis, it becomes deadly. Well, that's just it, Boosh. You have to stay hydrated. Yeah. I went on a keto diet, and I went into ketosis. And in order to stay in a healthy state of ketosis, you have to drink a lot of fucking water. You got to wash those ketones out. You got to wash them out. Otherwise, they begin to collect in the kidney.
Holy moly. Look at this idea.
Bell's James Bond 20 years ago, that would have been good.
I think he would have been. I'm going to be honest. I think he would have been a better Bond than what's his fucking name?
Craig.
You know, the guy that looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Craig.
He was the worst Bond.
Tell us what you really feel about Craig as Bond.
By the way,
You
I
know what I
love
feel
the
about it.
acting. I love the acting of his kids, like, because he
Yes.
doesn't know what's going on. But especially after you know about what's going on with his kid, like he's not telling her to stop to like, how dare you? He's telling her to stop. It's like so Papa doesn't notice.
Yes, the poor kid has to act like a shithead until you know
He is
why
so
he's
scary.
being like
He's
that.
this scary little soulless monster unless you learn why he's acting
Yeah.
like that, because he's off that medication. What's his name? Prosium. They went for a mix of Prozac and Valium because the other name was taken already for an actual
Yeah.
medication.
When they do the reveal, when you realize that the kid is in on the plan, and he has that line, he says, "It's my job to know what you're thinking," and it just changes the whole
Yeah.
definition of that
Dynamic.
line. It's great.
Yes, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, and why he was telling his father, it's like log loss to everything. He's making sure he covers for himself. He's also making sure his father has more time to detox.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever that kid's acting teacher was, he didn't get paid enough.
I think that's pure talent. In kids that age,
Oh my
that is
God.
talent.
Emily Watson.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God. This was the movie that
Well, Die Another
put
Day.
her on my crushes
great-
book.
Die Another Day had a great opening, and I consider that whole opening scene all the way up to the title sequence a movie all by itself. It's fucking great. And then after the opening titles, it all went downhill from there. First of all, they had Madonna in the movie, and she's fucking awful. I hated the song too. I can't stand Madonna, and
She can't actually save her life.
she also is not that great a singer. And I didn't like that they got her to do the theme song. And some of the premise was just kind of goofy. And then the CG effects just bring you out of the film. It's just awful. So not a fan. Not a fan of that.
Here it is, Gary. He's washing his face. He put the vial next to the sink, and then he knocks it down. And that's why he starts to get off the medication, because he can't take it anymore.
He goes all THX 1138, man.
Whatever.
Because that's the character's name is 1138.
Yes.
And Duvall was brilliant in that fucking movie. Robert Duvall played 1138.
Freaking Robert Duvall. What did you expect?
That guy can fucking act like nothing. I mean, goddamn, he's good. Clive Owen would have fit the bill as Bond too. I mean, when it comes to playing such an erudite, Brit. Ironically, the best Bonds were either Irish, Scottish, or Welsh.
Scottish.
Yeah, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh were the best Bonds. The main limey prick that played Bond, I loved him because I was a kid, but when I grew up, I'm like, Roger Moore. Live and Let Die, good movie. I also like The Spy Who Loved Me and For Your Eyes Only. Those are the three Roger Moore good Bond films. Okay, Classic Comics got to go. See you later, buddy.
See you, Classic Comics.
Take care.
Hope you come back.
He and I kind of met this weekend and started following each other. Because you guys didn't know it, I was hanging out over on 24/7 Fusion Media's channel. I just hung out with him, doing some artwork and talking to him about the book. And man, he's having some trouble with his equipment. He had like a 10 to 15 second delay. And it was bad. And he couldn't remember how to do shit in StreamYard. And I was trying to walk him through how to do things. It was funny.
Dude, I heard,
but I was so happy to see him.
I've heard many content creators this week rant wildly about StreamYard bugs. However, I gotta admit, they fixed the echo with the when you're sharing the screen. yesterday show, John's show went smooth about that, but they took 2 freaking weeks to do so.
That's
I
ridiculous.
mean, here's the. Oh man, I love that watch.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, Gambit. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and them not having money means they have to do really creative things to show his change with it, like pulling the film from the window so you can actually see the sun, or when he's just rearranging his desk.
Now, imagine the thing is, this guy has never ever in his life experienced motion, and now he's getting all that.
And remember, it's the same thing in THX 1138, because when Duvall starts feeling emotions, he thinks he's dying. He calls in a panic. Something's wrong with me. I feel like I'm dying. It was great.
The simple fact of that view makes him almost puts him in an anxiety state. Just seeing the city. Now,
well, this is something akin to, because I identify with this scene, because back in 2004, I had an imbalance in my body from a diet I was on, and the one I was talking about, the keto diet, and it was a severe, serious one. I lost 100 pounds in less than 2 months, and it was crazy, man, what it did to me, and I got really like depressed, and I went into almost a fugue state. And what happened was I kept saying, I feel like maybe my salt levels are low. I kept saying that. No, your salt levels are fine. Well, I got up and walked into the kitchen, and I grabbed one of the big salt containers and poured a little bit in my hand. And I licked it up like you did when you were kids, and I licked it up, and by the time I put it away and gone back in to sit down in the living room, it was like fireworks went off inside my brain. And that's what it felt like. I just sort of started coming out of it. It was fucking what I said it was. My body knew that. So him peeling the film off of the window is sort of like the same thing. He knew he needed sunlight because they were probably supplementing him with vitamin D. And once you're not getting that vitamin D, your body craves it. And I've heard many a time where the people would do things that seem crazy, but then you find out their body was trying to tell them something. And that's why they did what they did. That they needed something. I'm getting an echo of my voice.
Yes, I think it's deleted.
Oh, okay.
I'm on. Let me see what I can do here. I got echo cancellation on.
Yeah, I don't think StreamYard's echo cancellation does shit.
A lot of things don't seem to be working lately.
I don't think it works with NVIDIA broadcast very well, or any of the other programs. You can use OBS that control your microphone because theirs interferes with it, which is why you've led with that problem earlier where you could hear all the clicking on my desk. You shouldn't be able to hear that. It's double filtered, but it shouldn't be double filtered. They should be recognizing the filters in NVIDIA broadcast, and it's not.
Look at this. Alpha is giving us medical advice.
I actually have to agree with you because I like tequila with lemon or lime and salt. But my mom was, I don't know if I've told you guys, all my siblings, male siblings, and my mom were all bartenders at one time or another. And my mom was a bartender for most of her life. And nobody can fucking make a margarita like my fucking mom. And I would go to the bar where she was working and with my brother, usually Mike, and we go see mom and she is, what would you like to drink? And we're like, come on, mom, you know what we want. We want that fucking margarita. Because people go, well, that's a woman's drink. No, it's not. Especially the way my mom made it. It was just fucking good and it get you fucked up. good action scene. I really do like Ty Diggs in this movie. But also, the director, Kurt, really did a good job with the structure of the character because Christian nails it for slowly, progressively showing the gaining of different emotions throughout the film. But boy, when he goes into combat mode, ice cold.
Yes.
That's also the John Wick thing. Like the guy, no one is equal to this guy.
Nah, he wasn't equal.
He's also a profiler. That's the other thing to point out about these guys. They are profilers, which is what I try to explain about Blade Runner, because so many people go, well, how did he know about the unicorn? I said, how do you know he didn't put the unicorn in his head doing what he does? Because Blade Runners are profilers. Their job is to figure out and read these fucking replicants. And it's the same thing. It's profiling. And the other thing is they also provoke. Rep Detects and Blade Runner are provocative characters. You see the way Holden does it at the beginning of the film, because he gets Leon off balance quickly and is very menacing to him.
And the tortoise question what's a red flag? His reaction to the tortoise question.
Well, he begins pushing because he suspects, but he's having trouble getting the read on him. And that's what you're supposed to do. But he does get a read on him. And a lot of people don't understand or see it.
Whoa.
Don't you let him in here. Don't you let him in here. He's late.
Of course I will. He's my buddy.
Hey, Keith.
How we doing, everybody?
He's never late. Keith is on Keith time. He's never late. He can't be.
I am a wizard. Yes.
My joke.
So I was explaining in Blade Runner the scene with Holden. People don't notice that when he gets shot through the wall by Leon with the black hole gun, because that's what that is, the black hole gun. It fires bullet-sized antimatter bullets that implode inside you. They don't explode, they implode. It's really fucking horrifying what that thing does. So anyway, he shoots Brian. He shoots Holden. Mephisto, hi buddy. When he shoots Holden and Holden goes through the wall for one split second, he had his gun in his hand the whole time. He was going to shoot Leon under the table. The problem was Nexus 6s are faster. They have faster reflexes than humans. And so Leon shoots him before he can, air him out, as they would say, or retire him. And that's why Leon wins that fight. And that's why the cut scene where you see him talking to Deckard, he says, these are different. These aren't like anything we've dealt with before. He's warning Deckard. And that's why he's on that fucking permanent machine that if they unplug, it'll kill him. He'll die. I love that scene. I'm glad they put it back in the final cut. So anyway,
proving that Deckard is indeed a replicant.
Oh, fuck you, Mephisto.
Oh, you had to.
All right.
My whole argument always comes down to
Shinatsky. I just came in, so Gary can have his anxiety level taken down like a couple of notches.
I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I saw what happened and I went into panic mode. And I'm like trying to get a hold of him. Like, are you okay? Is your family okay? Are you?
Yeah, we're good.
I got to find. And he fucking took the time to message me.
Yeah, of course.
Relieve my stress level.
Yeah. All right. So I'm here to relieve. There was a volley like half an hour ago, which is why I canceled the show, because it was eerily quiet all day. And in the news, media being media, they kind of said, well, they don't actually fuel the rockets because it's too hot. So that's a funny excuse. Anyway, so we waited, and nothing happened. Nothing. And then like half an hour after my show was supposed to start, they were like, okay, it's coming. So you better protect yourself. It didn't even fall here. It just fell about 50, 80 miles from here about. Well,
Do you get
like
good warnings there? Good early warning system?
Yes. Really good. Really, really good.
That's
so
what I want
just
to make
came
sure
in.
so you guys can get to your shelter quickly.
Yeah, I don't want to wreck the show. Plus, the last time I've seen an Equilibrium, I was, I think, inebriated a little bit. So I don't really remember what was going on. I actually love the Ty Diggs, Christian Bale kind of going back and forth, where it starts at one place and then it ends in a massive conflict, and you kind of get to underestimate Bale the whole time. You're like, oh my god, he's gonna get caught, and it's gonna get caught, and then he flips it on everybody, and it's fucking fantastic. This movie,
the final battle is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. I agree.
Oh yeah,
well, this is a modern take on really Logan's Run. That's what I've often thought. Between Logan and Francis, that's the kind of relationship. And one person ends up, in the case of Logan, being very different than how they started out. It's the same thing for Christian Bale's character, So,
hey man,
yeah. So I just went up to say, relax, and I'll be going. Okay.
All right. Well,
and
we love
I'm
you,
sorry,
buddy.
Shinotsky. By the way.
No. Real quick. If you want to take the piss out, just listen to Flock of Seagulls.
oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ. How about maybe not? All right. I'll see you later, guys. I'm gonna head out.
Bye, man.
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, buddy.
Take care.
That's
good
good
to see him.
news. That is so good. I feel so much better. So I want to do a parody of this film, and of all this type of film, not just this film. It'll include The Matrix, and I want to call it Inebrium.
Wow.
That the entire place stays drunk, and it's the guy who finally stops drinking that realizes, man, this place is fucked up. I better fight, and he has to fight. And here's the martial art form: drunken monkey, I think is what it is. What is it called?
Drunken boxing.
Drunken boxing. Use that as the fighting form. And I think it'd be fucking funny. I don't think anybody will ever make it, but I would like to write the story outline for it. Well, it's got to. You can't do that, Max. You got to go with it sounding like equilibrium. So inebrium.
Yep.
Well, it's a play on the title, but I like. You get what I'm talking about. Inebriatum. Inebriatum. It's too long.
It works. It works.
The TIU is what makes it too long. It needs to end right after the A. Yeah, drunken boxing, man. And he's got to use real kung fu against drunken boxers to kick their asses. I don't know. It'd be funny. I don't think it. Yeah. I write a lot of ideas down.
You could also call it Legend of the Drunken Bastard.
Yeah. What was that thing I came up with the other day, Anima? And I wrote a whole story outline and sent it to you in a few minutes.
What movie did we do?
I don't remember.
It off of?
I don't remember. Hong Kong movies.
Let me go to my messages.
By the way, there are two movies, and they get mistaken for each other. Drunken Master.
Oh, that was about the
Jackie
apes.
Chan.
Star makes a movie with the ape, and then his career disappears, and then he finally goes back to a reunion and discovers that the movie was about liberating the apes, but after making the movie, the apes were still in prison, something like that.
Yes, it was flipped the whole Planet of the Apes thing on its head. I thought it was pretty clever and funny when I wrote it. But yeah, there are two versions of Drunken Master with Jackie Chan. There's the one that was done in the 70s, and then there's one he did later. That's the better of them. In fact, that was when he had his big stunt school, and he used all of his stuntmen for that one big fight at the bar restaurant thing, and it's multiple floors on this building. Fucking cool movie. Great stunt work on that movie too. That's the one where he actually fell and broke his arm because it went wrong, but it still looks great. He got injured so many times making movies, doing his own stunts.
Yeah, the Legend of the Drunken Master.
That's the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's
From
I got a
94.
confused one. Yeah, it's a great fucking movie.
He waited a long time for that sequel.
Your style is no match for my drunken monkey. Yeah, baby. So
Angus McFadden.
Yes, Robert the Bruce.
Robert the Bruce.
Twice.
His name is Robert the Bruce.
Sorry.
And of course, you know, he was, like it said in the making of this film, he absolutely was training and kind of vying for the part of Bruce Wayne, Batman, in this while making this movie. Doesn't one of the guys in Bloodsport use Drunken Monkey? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. We're going to do Bloodsport. I'm going to do several movies by Jean-Claude Van Damme because I did. And by the way, I don't agree. What's his name? Oh my God, help me here, guys. Keith will probably know. No, the black actor who played Mike Tyson when he was younger, but was already a martial artist too.
Michael J. White.
Yeah, Michael J. White.
Michael J. White.
He made the mistake in an interview saying that Jean-Claude Van Damme is not an actual fighter, and I'm like, yes, he is. He won a regional tournament fighting in it was either in Belgium or France, and there is a record of it. So he did do competition, but he was complimenting him at the same time. He says, for a guy who didn't fight, he sparred with every martial artist he would meet while making a movie, and they would do stuff. He's very good. He's powerful, and he was so Jai White complimented him.
Yeah, he complimented him because he also is a very giving partner in so much as, you know, some people.
Are we talking about sex or martial arts here?
It's martial arts. I don't know where you're in. Wow, dude.
Gary.
Wait. We have something to do here.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
Especially with that one, Kyle. Shut up.
Hi, Zax.
Zax, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Monkey Jeebus in the house.
Oh my God, Monkey Jeebus! I got to go to work soon. I only have $3 left after paying $200 for the tour. Man, you've got to get back to where you were, buddy. I'm sorry that you're going through this shit. I know what it's like, man. God bless you, buddy. Keep at it, man. Good to see you, because we're always talking about you. Just know you're missed when you're not here, man. Nobody can derail the chat like you. Nobody. Zach's Congo. What the fuck? No, it's Gambit said it. Yo, Monkey Jeebus. And then he said Congo. Where the fuck is it? This Sandra Hammond. That's who said it. I was trying to find it. Keith is a generous lover. And by the way, it's a matter of record. Shane Moore, in a national television interview, said that I'm also a jealous lover. He's a jealous lover. He doesn't please you. It's his positions he wants, not yours.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Right. This made me laugh just simply because instead of Kata, it says Gun Kate.
That was probably autocorrect.
I know. John Preston, the highest ranking cleric. I like that.
Yes.
And I like that they're called clerics. They're like martial art monks, which is something that came from Asian cinema.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Keith.
He's having the same problem that happens to me from time to time, in which StreamYard just changes your audio devices. And the only way to fix it is get it out and get it in again.
And he had a very good martial arts guy that designed, physically designed all the gun kata. And there's some great videos. If you go look up behind the scenes Equilibrium, you will find 9, I think, videos. It's part 1 through 9, showing behind the scenes training and the actual choreography being designed for the film. And he did a really terrific job. And I'm going to tell you something else. Because of the budget constraints, Kurt could not afford to do more than one shot or one take on the action scenes. So they would rehearse, and then do the scene. And he got every single fight scene with Christian Bale in one take, including the most complicated stuff.
It's absurd that they put that kind of constraints on them. Of course, nowadays digital would be like, who cares about film?
If I'm
And
remembering
sadly-
this,
What? Go ahead.
sorry, I was about to say, if I remember this correct, the only stunt he doesn't do is the backflip off of the motorcycle.
Yeah, that's not
Right.
him. Yeah.
It's done without a wire, though, too. It's just a stuntman on a motorcycle. No
Yep.
wires.
So you have Dimension Films helped produce it with the money that was put into the film by Jan de Bont. I would normally just say Jan de Bont, but fuck it, Jan de Bont. He put most of the money up, and then Dimension Films put some in. But the main production house that was involved with them, and it was for distribution, is Miramax. So any completion funds that were needed would have been gotten by Miramax, and they didn't put a fucking dime. I'm telling you right now, not a fucking dime into promotion for this film, which is why when you look at its budget of $20 fucking million, that's an indie budget in 2000. Box office was 5.3 million, but they definitely made their money back on video on demand and home video. But they did not market this film at all. People did not know about this movie. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it till it was in the theater, one of the theaters in town. And I went to see it in Springfield.
This
The
is actually
earliest
my
I saw
favorite
this
fight.
movie was a Penny Arcade strip. Because they were literally like one of those things where like they're coming out of the theater like, that was fucking awesome. And everyone's going, that was a Matrix ripoff.
Absolutely. By the way, The Protector was an American production. The rest of those, I'm looking at them, all of those were all Hong Kong produced. The Protector is the only one that was a mixed production that was made in the U.S. And it's a good film. It's got Danny Aiello in it. I like that movie, The Protector. And he used a similar plot later in another film. By the way, I'm a big Jackie Chan fan. I've been watching him since the 80s.
Sachs is calling it
Yeah.
a stealth release by only showing it in 300 theaters. A stupid
Yeah,
move.
300
by the
theaters,
way.
stupid move. Absolutely. And what that tells you, 300 theaters means they only made 300 prints. That's insane. Miramax fumbled this fucking movie.
Just like Lionsgate and Dread.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that was.
And yet it's built up such a cult following that we're finally going to get a sequel, you know. Well, for now. You never know. Shit fucking drops like crazy. And there are movies that have been made that will never see the light of day. You know, one of the films that was like that, Platoon. Platoon was shelved. And there was a good chance it was never going to be released. But Oliver Stone fought for it, as did Dale Dye.
That's something I'll never understand. You make the movie, you have the movie ready to play, and then you put it on a shelf. Such a fucking waste of money.
Yeah.
By the way, while we got everybody here, I wanted to ask the chat. I am wanting to do a Saturday night creature feature show where we will actually show, and I'm not going to do it on YouTube. I'm only going to do it on Rumble, but I will start the show on YouTube. But the minute we start to go into showing the movie together, I'm going to switch over to Rumble, and I'm going to give the link for everybody to do it. But would you guys enjoy that? To do a sit along, watch along of a classic movie that's in what's called I just forgot. What's the word I'm looking for? Where it doesn't have any copyrights on it anymore.
Public domain.
Public domain. Because there are a lot of public domain horror films, even from Hammer.
Hey, a question. If it's public domain, why not do it on YouTube too? That shouldn't be a problem.
Well, we need to make sure that it's clear, because if we get fucking claimed, I don't trust YouTube. I don't. They do not protect us. They protect the people claiming over the creators.
Yeah, because Bill and I, a couple of times for our Western Cinema show, we've done public domain films, and we've gotten taken down. It's not because of the movie. It'll be like music or something in the movie that somebody will claim. So that's why you kind of have to be careful. You know.
So word of mouth was everything for this film. Everyone heard about from a buddy or early on stuff. Absolutely. I only knew because I'm an avid watcher for what's new in town. And I caught like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, Christian Bale, holy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I went and I found out about this movie. This is back in the MySpace days. I miss MySpace. And by the way, MySpace allowed a thing that if you had an account that you weren't at anymore, you could reclaim it. I tried to Keith reclaimed his MySpace account. I tried to reclaim mine, and it had trouble. And so I never got to reclaim my MySpace. I always liked MySpace. It was fun.
Yeah, but they were probably like, yeah, no, we remember you, asshole. You're not getting it back.
Well, I was part of a PETA group called People Eating Tasty Animals. That's one of the groups I was in on there. And I got into the huge fight with an idiot who said, because I love it, you'll still hear people say it. You'll hear CNN and other people refer to the National Socialist Party as not being real socialists. It's like the fuck they weren't.
It's in the name.
They weren't. It's not just in the name. They were fascist. Yes. So is Italy. But they were also socialists. So stop trying to act like socialism is friendly and love. No. There's a lot of fucking hate involved. Every time socialist regimes, communist regimes took over, at least 2 million people die. It's because they kill anybody that opposes them. That's how they work. So fuck off, anybody who fucking does that shit. Oh, wait, what's this? But this is interesting. The poem that Partridge reads in the church is He Wishes for the Clothes of Heaven by William Butler Yeats. Yeah. Published in a collection of The Wind Among the Reeds. Oh. I love my Yeats.
Yates, not Yeats, people.
I'm saying Yates.
I know.
Yeah,
other people say that.
Far more interesting. Communism is inherently fascist. Absolutely. It is our way or the highway. Or when we say highway, you get bulldozed.
Well, a big important thing is...
Oh, no, Sean Bean died. No.
It's an autocratic government that is obsessed with a new man and usually has like a mixed economy. That's
how communism works.
Yeah.
Fidel Castro was elected into office against, what's his name? Was it Batista?
Oh, he wasn't elected. He toppled the government.
Well, the thing is they took over, but I recall there being an election. And then during the elections or something, that's when the uprising took place. And people that were able to get out of Cuba got the fuck out of there quickly. They left quickly. Was it Batista? Man, my history, sometimes I forget shit.
I
But-
don't
but
think the
this-
wrestler
but-
was involved with politics at that time.
Batista was a president that was overthrown by Castro.
That's it. Okay. But there was, it took place during an election. I remember that from reading about that as a kid. I'll stop, what's this? What, fuck you. What do you say? I'll stop socialism here unless they bribe me. I'll take bribes. That's capitalism, buddy.
What I really think is funny is that people always harp on like Mussolini and Hitler, but no, I never hear people talk about Franco, because Franco had like levels of power and control that Mussolini and Hitler could only dream about. He had,
and you said the name we're not supposed to say.
No, he's Hitler. It's okay.
I always, if I say it, I say Himmler or Adolf.
Himmler was a different guy, though, so that's a problem.
Yeah,
I know, but you immediately know.
Just say the mustache. Everybody knows who you mean. And yeah,
Mustache
Franco
man.
helped him. Franco
Or
helped
you
the
can say
mustache get
Adolf.
out.
Adolf won't get you claimed or, shut down by the bots. Fascism, an aspect of government with strict nationalistic tendencies. Yeah. And what I hate today is the left loves to yell at patriots of being nationalists. It's like, no, we're not. We're patriots. There's a difference. There is absolute difference between patriotism and nationalism.
here's my problem when people say nationalists. It's like all governments are nationalists by their nature.
The government is.
Yeah, the government's inherently nationalist by the. If you're patriotic, you're inherently nationalistic towards your nation, obviously. But that's not necessarily. That's not.
It doesn't make you a nationalist.
Yeah.
Because a nationalist means you agree with everything your government says, and that's not the case at all. Patriotism is the love of your country. Patriotism is the loving and the standing up for your country, not your government. And we do separate as a people in the United States that patriotism has nothing to do with supporting our government. It has to do with supporting our soldiers and those that serve to defend this country, but not the government. And that is a fact, not a debatable thing. It's a fact. Nationalism.
The government has nothing to do with it, Gary. I lived in Croatia for 5 years, and they are very patriotic there. And then you have the small little extremist group that you get everywhere that are nationalists, and they do not necessarily agree with the government. They have their own beliefs and go for that.
No, they have a belief in a
government.
government. They want a specific kind of government. Nationalists
but not the one that
like
is in charge at the
and
moment.
once they get it, and when they get their country, that is what nationalism is when they're supporting the government. So I don't get this debate. No, fascism is not inherently nationalist. No, fascism is completely different.
To quote Benito Mussolini about this, everything within the state, nothing outside the state, nothing against the state.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go. So let's get back to this movie because it deals with that in this film. So what's going to end up happening with Christian Bale's character? Because after the death of his friend, which as I recall, he ended up, wasn't he part of killing him in that? I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Yeah, he killed Sean Bean.
Yeah, he kills his best friend.
Under orders. He was only following orders.
Yep, there you go. What does that remind us of? Nuremberg. I was only following orders.
I ordered a pizza. I followed the pizza. Then
by the way,
people died.
Historically, a lot of people think that Mussolini was a lackey to Adolf, but Adolf fucking admired and
was the other way
loved
around, yeah.
Benito Mussolini. He actually borrowed many things with his form of government from Benito Mussolini. And it's a huge fuck up on anybody who tries to say otherwise.
We've said that many times before. All the mustache did was copy other people's ideas. None of this was his own idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the end,
this is it right here. This is the scene where he's talking to Emily and he tells her, "They're not killed by my friends, killed by me." And at this point, he's been off this medication. So he is feeling things and trying not to. It's great.
And her last name is O'Brien, and isn't that a character in 1984?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while since I
Is
read
it?
that. I think
Yes,
that's a novel from 1984.
Yes, the guy in the government that makes the trap for the
Winston.
protagonist.
Yeah.
For Winston.
So I did remember that correctly. Good work, brain.
Janotsky, that impression that you did some seconds ago, that was who? Greta Werner? Greta Herzog?
Oh, you mean Werner Herzog?
No, Greta Herzog. Because you managed to meld those those two.
Oh,
Who's
Greta.
Greta Herzog.
Greta. Yeah,
Greta.
Greta mixed with Werner Herzog. How dare you?
You have stolen my childhood.
By the way,
And
I
robbed me
loved
of my future.
I loved what Israel did after they captured them off their fucking boat, made them watch video footage of what happened at that October incident, made them watch the brutality of it. And so when you see her get on that fucking flight to go home, I've never seen that girl more quiet and somber. I don't think she was won over, but I think they broke her mind showing her that fucking video.
Greta is a useful idiot.
She's a tool that was created by her parents. They should go to prison for what they did to that girl.
Yes.
She's not even a girl. She was like, she was an adult when all that shit was.
Now, but
they presented her
if
as a youth.
If you take a little girl with mental issues and you program her to do your bidding, you should be in jail.
Yep. So pistols used by the Grammaton clerics are Beretta 92Fs, not Beretta M93Rs, as some believe, converted to fully automatic firing, and they have that cool 4 spikes that come out of the bottom of the pistol grip for hand-to-hand combat. Is fucking cool. Yeah, and
yes,
of course
I heard that she.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
heard that Greta, in fact, she refused to watch, and they didn't force her, so that thing of kidnapping and all that shit that she's been spewing is debunked. And we have Big Al.
Yeah, when I say forced, meant they were put into a room where it was being shown, and they had to hear it too. So she can shut her eyes all she fucking wants to. She had to have heard it. Emily Watson's character is named Mary O'Brien. Her last name is a possible reference to George Orwell's famous novel. Yeah. And by the way, a lot of people forget that the cleric's
I
wife
just
was
changed that, Gambit. Jesus.
What?
Oh,
I
know. So anyway, I was saying that a lot of people forget that John's wife was summarily executed for sense crimes, for feeling. Frick, I love this guy, man. What an actor. What a great fucking actor.
You're feeling. And he was in Ultraviolet too, so obviously Kurt Wimmer thought the same thing.
Oh, he is. He's a great fucking actor. He's in Black Hawk Down. He's one of the best actors in that fucking movie.
He's on one of those like character actors. Wasn't he in The Dark Knight too as well?
Oh shit!
The bank teller guy at the beginning that has the shotgun.
Yes, and puts the fake grenade in his mouth. You're not going to get it. Do you know whose money this is? Yeah, that guy. That's freaking great fucking actor, dude. I love him. He was also on the TV series Prison Break. He's great in that.
Dominic Purcell.
I'm not a big fan of him, dude. I actually like the guy that plays his brother because, as I recall, didn't they both come back and show up in the Arrowverse playing brothers?
Yeah, I think so.
I think one of Dominic's worst roles was as Dracula in the third Blade. Was that it? The third one with.
Oh man, I quit Blade after the first one. I said, I cannot.
I liked the second film. I did not like the third film, although Ryan Reynolds fucking rocked it. He was fucking great in that. He was Wade Wilson in that movie.
However, Dominic did a great job in John Doe. I hated cancel that show, man.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good show.
Which show? Which show?
John Doe.
Oh, John Doe. Okay, yeah, I did like him in that. I thought he was good. I forgot he was in that. I actually did like that show, and it got canceled because Fox gets gun happy with ending shows. They did the same shit with Firefly. They don't put forth the effort. They make promises that their ass can't keep. And you know what? Their very first, when they launched Fox, their very first show was Mr. President with George C. Scott. And they lied to him and said that they would not cancel that show. He would get his second season. They canceled the show early. And he was so offended by what they did that he refused to ever work with Fox again, George C. Scott. And he never did. He worked with other studios. Fuck Fox, man. They're cocksuckers. Their domination over X-Files, if you know the history of what they did to X-Files, you would fucking hate them. You weren't allowed to show bullet hits on X-Files.
Really?
All the way from multiple seasons. I think it was season 5 when finally they got rid of that. They were so strict on the X-Files of what they could do. So I love this, because you've got this McFadden's character in this, and you have no idea until the end that he's the supreme leader. You think that he's like his second-hand guy, and that Alfred from Gotham was the leader. What is his name? I keep forgetting his name. He's the son of a Doctor Who.
Sean Pertwee.
Yeah, Sean Pertwee. Because I think it was Vinkman's girl brought it up earlier, and I said, no, he's not the actual leader. It's McFadden. He's the facade. He was apparently the leader previously, but he died. But they keep him alive.
So Bush is the heir? Bush is not Hayden.
I don't even know how to respond to that. 11 out of 3, 15 unsure total were regular people. They also hated TRUMP. They were also released. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. And also, the only person to fucking actually die that day was an innocent military. She wasn't a veteran. She was still active service. And in her civilian clothes, and she was shot point blank, going through a window, right in the fucking face. Unarmed. No weapon of any kind. She was just climbing through the window and got shot. And I'm not going to be happy until that prick goes to prison, because we've seen the footage of him and what he was doing. He left his weapon sitting and unattended. Oh, I don't want to get into this. Don't get into this. Don't get into this, Gary. All right, I'm stopping. That kid looks like Christian Bale. It's fucking ridiculous. Hey, Chris, are you making babies 10 years before this? Just asking.
That's how he was the role. He made a child so they could cast it. This one.
Or they made a clone of him. Like about 10 years before this movie, just so he could have somebody young enough to play him when he's young. Yeah, Bakalakadaka Street.
He's begging for videos.
Oh,
where is the video? What is the Bakalakadaka Street video?
It's not video. It's an. Oh wait, where's the song?
He's begging for 2 different videos, Gary. He wants the song and he wants the video.
I need to go to main shows.
And Gambit is trying.
There it is.
I'm so lonely, so lonely, so lonely inside real Rome.
Oh, Bakalakadaka Street must be on Military Monday.
Hold on, let me look. Control F. Yeah, it didn't show up when I did the search. Huh.
We have so many videos, you guys. It's really not that easy to find a specific.
We so deeply apologize for any interruption in service. We're trying to find a video for this. We're trying to find a video for this asshole.
Fucking
We'll
up all
find it, buddy.
background. Never mind.
Don't worry about it, man. We will find that fucking video. Well, we also lost the video. It's not playing anymore.
Where is it?
It's there because we're in the wrong one.
I guess
I'm
it
not
drops
saying
when
it-
you change details.
Yeah, yeah.
Be
No,
on
I
YouTube?
mean, where is Bacalacadaca Street? I can find it.
Oh, I hate you, Martin.
What?
It
What
should
did I
be
do?
somewhere. We just pulled
You
it
can't
up.
say that and not explain it. You got some splaining to do, Lucy, so start.
Come on, it's like you know it's a joke, right? There is no Bacalacadaca Street.
Wait. Maybe. No.
Found it.
I've got 5 terrace going southeast on Bacalacadaca Street.
Nice.
There you go.
Where the fuck is it? I cannot see it.
It wasn't finding it. I had to just go there. I found it. If you're on Movie Matinee, just look up BAKA and it'll find it for you. You do Control F, BAK, and it'll find it for you. That is the other thing StreamYard needs to have, because you can add so many videos. They need to give you the ability to search your videos. They don't.
Oh yeah, scrolling down.
And they're
to
charging. They charge way too much money for this and give you so little.
Agreed.
So there you go, Sandra. You got both Bacalacadaca Street and Ronery.
I hope he's happy now.
No, he's
He never
never
will
happy.
be.
He's the
I
single
know.
most miserable fucker you'll ever meet.
And
It doesn't mean it,
course,
Sander.
Sanders like, fuck you, Gary. I'm happy.
He's just being an asshole, Sander. Don't listen to him.
and of course,
That's what I do.
in that previous scene there, you get the second actress who plays his wife, because there are actually 2 different actresses in either scene.
Yeah, they decided
Yeah.
to do another scene and couldn't get a hold of the previous actress, so they had to bring in another one. And one is
Yeah.
credited with her name, and
Hilarious.
the other one is credited as his wife. That's weird.
It is weird, and they fucked up doing that because they should have shot everything with that actress in a couple of days.
I think that additional scene got added to the script later when she was already had moved on to a different project and just wasn't available. It happens sometimes.
Then
You
they
start
should have
shooting and the
reshot.
script is still work in
Then they
progress.
should have reshot the first scene.
Budget.
Yes.
They were running
they
out of
didn't have
money.
money.
Right.
They should have found a way. They should have found a way.
Gary, they run out of money in a way that they couldn't even CGI in the blood when people were getting shot. All you see is dust clouds because they were running out of money. So
I do think the dust cloud is an effective way to like sell it without. I think there's like one case where they had like a red one they used during one of the arm snaps. That's like the only time you see quote
that
unquote
was their
blood in the
plan.
movie.
That was their plan, to have the dust and then via CGI make it blood spray in red. But they ran out of money and couldn't do it.
Yep. Yeah, as someone who's done like low budget stuff, like it took me, for instance, it took me forever to get my recent thing just finished. Mind you, it's just sound design and everything else because people moved on to other things and just refused to be contacted. And then like, what am I supposed to fucking do? So I've literally like had to keep calling the same people over and over and over again just to get shit done. Because surprise, people are occupied with other shit. And I don't have a lot of money, so you know, hey.
Sorry. So, okay, question. Assuming that they had the money to like put in all the blood effects and all, this is a movie that kills like a couple of hundred people on screen, easy.
Over
Would there
300.
have been would there have been a chance of like the MPAA making them cut all that back anyway, just to get the R?
I don't know.
I don't think they care. I mean, it depends on the blood splatter. I think they care more about like if it's like adjacent type thing, like if you're showing people's limbs getting anything, or like decapitations. I remember there being a huge thing about that in the MPAA.
Now,
even though they decapitate how many people in Lord of the Rings, and that's PG-13. It's weird
because they're orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that Daniel Craig was in Lord of the Rings?
Oh my God!
There he is.
What did you say?
Now I noticed something with this copy that I used to make the slasher. I have it on. I have this movie on DVD and on Blu-ray, and you don't see blood in that, but this one they added digitally.
Yeah, imagine because they actually had it's like, well, we're remastering things anyways. It's a lot cheaper to do now.
I think Gambit liked my Daniel Craig joke.
Daniel Craig might know, but who cares?
Oh, I do like that where he flips it on Ty Diggs there.
Yeah.
I'm not the one feeling, he is. What are you, kindergarten? What the fuck?
The fact is, all of them show emotions when they shouldn't. And
Yes,
that was
yeah,
one of my
because
favorites
they're
in the movie.
He should be
They're
the
all
only one
dead.
showing emotions. Because he's not using protein. But Ty Dick's character, he shouldn't at all, and he's the most emotional of everybody in that.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
what
blame the
everybody
director.
loves doing. Yeah, don't do this. By the way, we're all totally doing that.
And yes, you are correct in the chat. 11 Alpha. They were both in Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Like the Tomb Raider films had a lot of male actors before they got big.
Yeah, and that Maria Pia Calzone that plays his wife in this, I wish they had just found a way to cheat and have her reshoot the scene from earlier playing the wife.
I mean, I did kind of appreciate that they have him like run in, try to save her, and he fails at the end. Like he's too late.
Hey, it's little Christian Bale. Little porcelain face kid.
It just goes, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. By the way, a lot of people don't know this. Do you know that when Michael Keaton did that scene on top of the roof, he grabs that guy, I want you to tell your friends, I want to tell all your friends about me. What are you? I'm Batman. He wasn't supposed to say that.
Really?
He was supposed to say, either I am the night, I am justice, or I am justice. And he went with, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
And I think it's probably the single most memorable line in that fucking movie, which is hard to do with Jack Nicholson.
Oh, just because Jack Nicholson, I mean, did Jack Nicholson even have a script?
Well, he did. He did, but he delivers the lines in very Nicholson, and he notoriously rewrites his dialogue. And in a good way, because he makes it better, always makes it better.
Script from Nicholson is always only a suggestion.
It's a suggestion. So he delivers one of the best lines in the film, and it's not even in the film. They only left in part of it, where he says, "Where does he get those toys?" And then they end it there. But that's not where it ends. It ends with him saying, "Well, don't just stand there. Go ask him, Bob."
Bob did
And it
nothing
leads to
wrong.
Bob, poor Bob. Bob.
Best henchman.
And the funny part is, he misunderstands when Nicholson says, "You're my number one guy." He's imitating Boss
Grissom.
Yeah, from earlier, who did the exact same thing. He was mocking Grissom. And so Bob makes a mistake. So when Napier Joker fucking gets angry later, he draws his gun without looking. He just points the gun back and shoots Bob and kills him. It's like, what the fuck? Here we go.
That's
This
a
is it.
wonderfully evil moment. It's like, I'm depressed. Well, it feels a little bit better, but
This is the scene, because you've been led to believe that Sean Pertwee is the leader, but he's dead. And so he's on the screen instead of in person, and that's what's bothering him. He's like, he's not going to see me personally. What's this?
Look at this.
Victoria Justice. So here it is. Sean Pertwee's last moment in the film. And he's AI. He's an AI creation that they're able to do.
That's
what
the
they're doing.
review. Yeah.
And so he's sitting there, and you think that nothing's going to happen here, and he doesn't show up in person, which is disappointing to him. And they start seeing emotions. Little lie detector test starts showing he's got underlying feelings. I think in many ways also, maybe this is an attack on Scientology. I don't know. Kind of a criticism of it.
I wouldn't mind.
It fits, yeah.
Yo, man, use your white katana. That's racist, man. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's this comment right here.
You understand?
Shouldn't it
You
be
understand?
yellow?
why does it always have to be a white katana? Where's the black
You understand?
katana?
I have to report you bad mouthing Sinu, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to hit play. It won't play. Will you hit play?
Okay.
Okay.
It's
There we
playing.
go. For years, I tried to infiltrate an agent until it hit me. That's almost a look of reverence on his face right there.
I think it's
The
in
look on his
awe
face when
of-
he realized how he had been used.
he was played.
Yeah.
Well, they all are really, but the rest of them have drunk the Kool-Aid, and he's the one who's not. He's off the juice, so to speak. So it's
I like
like
that
he's
one.
thinking,
Bill
and
and
they're
Bush.
not.
Yeah, absolutely. Bush says, how would you say the easiest way to get a weapon away from a grammaton cleric? You ask him for it. I like that.
Yes, he was. Of course, he was.
That's why I was watching him the whole time.
Yep.
He was planted with him.
Yep. To make sure he goes
Oh,
the right
man.
direction.
The best line, the best moment it does is not in the slideshow when the gate the
poses are near
the lie
perfect.
detector goes to a flat line, and everybody
Yep.
says, "Oh, we're fucked."
I love his poses when he goes into a position to fight. They're near perfect. He really did a really good job on this. The angles
poses look great,
really-
but the fights are just stupid. He's going against an army, fucking army.
It's a
army to the
martial
teeth.
arts. You're
He's
thinking
not
gunfight.
aiming. He's
Stop.
shooting everyone.
Stop.
He doesn't get hit.
Stop it. You're thinking gunfight. This is a fight. It is more martial arts than it is anything. The gun is an extension of the hand. And that's all it is.
I don't
And
like
that's
it.
why it's fun.
But The only problem with the firefights is that the enemies they are all there, but they do not attack at the same time. They wait for
Exactly.
turns.
Well, that's the whole thing. They've been doing that in Hong Kong cinema for years. Is you go one at a time, which is what he does most of the time, except for when they crowd him, and then he's fighting all of them at once and doing great eskrima. By the way, that is arnis, Filipino arnis, stick fighting is what he's using there with the pistols. Oh, this is fucking
I love
awesome.
this part of the fight.
It's gun kata, not gun fu. They invented.
Well, gun fu. I like gun fu too. I do like.
I know,
that
but they invited a different style of fighting like this, and it's gun kata.
And this is where he goes to sword.
Oh, come on.
Or as a friend of ours says, sword.
Wash.
Oh, we lost Martin again.
He lasted almost.
I like this look. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I have
So
pulled
Ty
the pin off
Diggs.
the-
Yeah, Ty Diggs is like, yo, man, or Tay Diggs, however you want to say it. Thinks he's up for a match with this guy, and he's dead. He didn't
Mind
even
you,
last
you know,
long with him.
I plan to be wearing it for a long time. And then 5 seconds, he's done.
Yeah, you can say it as Tay all you want. I say Thai because that is a Chinese word.
I don't know. It's written T-Y, so it must be
Thai.
Thai.
I don't know.
The way I've always seen it is T-A-I. So anyway, don't care. Back to the movie.
I'm American. I don't care.
There is the John Woo moment.
In which they
John Woo
both
moment.
in which they both went deaf forever.
Yeah, because that's what happened to Bruce Willis. He did that famous scene where he's under the table and fires and kills the guy on top. He lost his hearing, and his hearing was damaged permanently because they didn't give him protection. A rubber, I guess.
Oh.
Thank you for getting the joke.
I got it, and then it start hurting me.
I won't validate that joke.
My jokes
I won't
should
do
either
it.
make you laugh or absolutely should cause pain.
I think your existence just causes pain, but that's me.
Yeah.
Not just
Could
you,
you see it?
Sharansky.
Hey, I need some hearing protection if somebody gives him a condom so it's like covers his ear. So here we go. You know, he's overthrown the government.
Yay! He's Rick Sanchez. He's overruling government. Now he becomes
He's-
the government.
He's Che Guevara.
Now, I like how William Fichtner, he explained the plan. He said, of course he will be replaced. What we want to do is stop the production of Prosium for 1 day. So everybody can get out of it and then let it roll. What happens, happens.
Another nod here to Metropolis.
Oh, interesting.
Now I really don't like him. I don't like people named Scott. What an ugly name.
What the fuck?
Dude.
So he and I are exactly 10 years apart in age. It made me sad because even though they ended the Batman movies with him, he said in an interview later, I still have, you know, as Stallone would say, I still have something in the basement. I have another Batman in me. I'd like to make another Batman. Absolutely another nod to Metropolis there, that shot.
It would be nice, but
And he smiles for the first time in the film.
Second.
Yeah.
I don't
he's seen
remember him
smile before.
smiling.
When
I don't recall
the
that.
kid tells him that the whole family is out of the Prosium,
Yep.
he smiles.
I don't remember that. That's great. I'm glad. I love
That'll
it because
teach you, Gary. That'll teach you not to
it's a
rewatch it
fitting-
with me.
it's fitting that they would put that at the end because you kind of need that. The payoff of him showing his emotion through just simply a smile.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
when
but
it's
they've already gone over that.
when his kid tells him, "It's my job to know what you're thinking." They smile at each other. It's such a sweet moment.
The ironically brief fight between Preston and Brant, while logical from a story and character standpoint, was actually the result of a Raiders of the Lost Ark-esque snag. I'm assuming you're talking about the sword fight that was supposed to take place in Raiders. Yeah. The script originally called for a much longer fight. Diggs' tight schedule made it necessary to rewrite that scene as it now appears. I prefer it that way. I prefer a quick fight because the character thought he was better than Bale, and Bale shows him, I'm the fucking master of this. It just fucking smokes him. And so I do. I like the mixture of martial arts with guns, even though gun kata makes no sense. It's still fun that the weapon is an extension of the hand. And that's what you're taught in martial arts, that any weapon you pick up is an extension of your hand. Control it that way. And I've always liked that. And the weapon, all the guys seem to want to do bow staff. It wasn't until it became popular later that nunchucks were the thing. But I saw those and I mean, even still, if you put some nunchucks in my hands, even with my neuropathy and arthritis, I could probably still do some cool moves. The whole rolling over the hand, spinning back. I learned some great technique on those, and they're fun. And the most important thing you learn with weapons isn't just all that cool movement. You have to use practical movement. So you're also trained on a bag most of the time, where you're taught to, because you got to learn how the weapon deflects off of something and how to move with that deflection.
Yes, because if you don't, it will hit you.
And my teacher for Eskrima is my Sergeant Parker, Tom Parker. He is the one who taught me Arnis stick fighting. And I love showing these because I love like talking about people from my past that I'm still close to. And I have to go to my other account to get to him because he and Eugene aren't on my current Facebook account. They're on my other old Facebook account. So let me get that. Then I'm going to share my screen, present. And I'm sorry I didn't draw today, but I really was caught up in wanting to talk about this movie today. So I'm going to have to draw afterward. It wants me to log in. Fuck you.
Comply, Gavin. Comply.
You have 20 seconds to comply. What are you, Worf? Because ED209 talks like a Klingon. So let me find Tom. There he is. This is my sergeant right here. Let me find a picture of him. Oh, that's him and his wife. Peggy's awesome. I had dinner with these guys so often, played strip poker one night. It was fun. That was crazy. Just wonderful people. And they have a bunch of my artwork still that they want to send to me, but we've not connected to give him the address so he knows where to go. But Tom is a martial artist. And it's kind of hoping to show him. Oh, he plays bagpipes now. That's new. And I was hoping to see him in his gi. But this was one of my sergeants. And he was second sergeant. He was a staff sergeant. And then Eugene Tevez, automatically, the minute I look at that he pops up. That's Eugene Tevez. He was my primary sergeant in the Army. Love this guy. Funny as shit. That's what he looked like when we served together. U.S. Army Ranger. Airborne. Just a great fucking dude. Best sergeant I ever had. Sergeants are Eugene Tevez and Tom fucking Parker. Love those guys. So Tom is the one who taught me Eskrima. We'd go in the garage and he'd get the bag out. And you had to learn, as you do these patterns, you learn the patterns. They don't mean anything unless you're hitting something. So we would get his bag out and we would just fucking learn how to whack and go with and learn how to do the patterns doing that. And I can still do them. I can do all that stuff. I have that in my hand. Yeah, you never forget. The only thing I can't do with drumming is I've lost control of my feet. So, because of the neuropathy. So, you know that thing you can do where you push your toes together and point your foot outward? Can't do it anymore. I'm fully incapable of doing that with my feet. I can kind of curl my toes a little bit. And when I walk, I joke about it. When I put my shoes, I have these are for people with poor circulation and diabetes. This is a $300 shoe. And I get inserts for them that were made specifically for my feet. And I get in these fucking shoes and see how the back of that shoe is actually high up. It goes back farther than my heel. And so when I walk on it, I walk like fucking Frankenstein, or as I like to jokingly refer to it, like a 2-year-old toddler. And so I have to have my cane there or something, because I'll put my hand on the wall a lot to keep me walking straight. So, and that's probably the most you'll ever hear me talk about how rough my disability is. I walk like fucking Frankenstein. Anima seems to tolerate it when she was here.
What?
My walking, the problems I have with walking.
Oh, you mean you don't walk, you waddle?
Well, I waddle some days. If my sciatica is acting up on both sides, instead of limping, I waddle like this because I can't limp on both legs. It's just so I waddle like a fucking penguin.
And you can't use me to stabilize you because I would just break if you would fall.
You couldn't hold. No, I would never use you to stabilize.
You meant to say like a penguin?
Kinda, yeah.
What did I say? What did I say?
No, you said it right, which is wrong because.
Oh, pingling. Pingling. And if you guys have never seen that, here. You have to go look up this video on YouTube. Graham Norton show, Benedict Cumberbatch penguins. It's one of the funniest fucking things you ever hear because Benedict Cumberbatch can't say penguin. And he says it differently. He's in a documentary about penguins. And he keeps saying penguins. Penguins. He can't fucking say
one time he said penguins.
Let me see if I can find it. Fuck it. I'll play it.
Have you guys ever heard Matt Vader from Salty Nuts try to say Portugal? He can't say fucking Portugal. It's hilarious. He can't. It just won't come out. It's fine.
Penguin's girl. Oh.
First one that comes up. I want to find this short one. Yeah, here we go. It's I don't want to. Here we go. So let's see. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Present. Share screen. Benedict Cumberbatch. Audio on. Share. Somebody want to add that to the screen?
I will. Here we go.
Good, because I want.
I'm going to refresh it to let it start. Is it shared?
Yes.
Of all the questions we had, the one that came up most often was ask Benedict to say the word penguin. What is that?
He knows.
The documentary, and now I'm completely terrified of the words. I don't go near it.
The first one you sort of get away with, and then after that you lose all sense of what we're saying. Let's go look. Listen carefully.
And the last thing you might expect to see here. is penguins. These are Fiordland crested penguins, named after this corner of South New Zealand. So why are these woodlands so attractive to penguins? A freshwater stream through the forest makes a handy highway for a parent penguin heading home from a fishing trip.
Of all the questions,
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's so fucking funny.
I love how he's just falling apart listening to himself. That's a great sense of humor there.
We clearly see it as believable technology, and yet it does not look like our computer. What are we talking about?
She's talking about the computer.
Yeah.
In what? In the movie? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is still when they were using tubes. You did not really see much LCD screens, the crystals, liquid
When
crystal
did they
screens.
start?
Yes,
Because
they
made this in
use
2000.
they use what is clearly a fake tablet when they are talking about the basics of Ankara.
They
But
Star
it's fake
Trek
as shit.
Yeah, they Star
Yeah.
Trek. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, because it was still there was liquid crystal screens at the time, but they weren't really available yet publicly. And eventually, when did they start using them primarily? It seems like it was near 2010, I think, because I think that's about the time.
Oh no! Oh no! I had my
Because I
first
remember
LCD.
getting the first one.
I had my first LCD monitor in like 2003.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up right
2004,
now.
somewhere around there.
They were slow and they have
Yeah,
those images
2003.
all the time.
Here it says the CRT monitors became more useful in 2003. So that's when I got my first one then, because I was the graphic artist for a company, and I needed to always have the latest stuff. And the company went out and bought me 3 LCD monitors, so I had them displayed out so I could move from one screen, because I was doing, these were major clients. I got to tell you, when I joined the company, they were worth about $250,000, the company. And within the first year of me getting to the company, it was 2.5 million in value because of the kinds of graphic designs I was doing. I fixed the website because I was already well versed in writing code. Because I saw the future in 1995, I saw where it was going. I started using Photoshop in 95, and I started learning code in 95. And so I was not just their graphic artist, I was also their layout guy for the website. I didn't do the IT stuff. My job was to give what I designed to the IT guys, and it was their job to make it functional. And we hired a guy named Brian, a still friend of mine to this day, to take over on the IT department. And his job was to make whatever I designed functional. And the goal was that, and this was a rule at the time, back in the early 2000s, that a visitor to your company website should be able to get to whatever they're doing within 2 clicks. If they can't get to what they need within 2 clicks, your website is not functioning correctly. Also, your website should load in under 3 seconds, fully load in under 3 seconds. So part of my job was to also make sure that all graphics were compressed enough to where they still looked good, but loaded quickly. It was a fun job. I liked doing it. And by the time I got laid off, within 3 years, my knowledge is obsolete, because I wasn't able to keep up on it by doing it professionally, because I was stuck at home just doing artwork. And once I started doing that, my career was over. And I would go to interviews and I would nail the interviews, but they're like, we can get a guy like you for half the price by hiring someone right out of college that's never had a job, that has the same knowledge as you, not as skilled as you, but has the same knowledge, and we'll get what we need out of them. And that's how how my career died. And I learned my career was completely over in 2017. And because I interviewed at multiple companies for graphic design jobs, and all I could do was commission work. And it's like, so this is what it feels to become obsolete. Man, it sucks, dude. It sucks. I miss doing it too. I got to be honest. I don't miss the yelling because I had a boss. I love her. We're still friends to this day. And Lisa Nally and her husband were my last bosses. And she would come in that fucking front door already in a fucking mood because she had an argument with some boss from another company that she was trying to work out a deal with. And she'd just walk in just ranting and raving and yelling. She'd stand over my desk just ranting about this thing. And I remember one day I finally just told her, I said, you know, you have shut my creativity down for at least an hour. I won't be able to create with what you're doing. I said, I'm glad you let it out, but it does impact my work, my ability to do my job, because I get so caught up in your emotions. And so she stopped doing it after that. She would come in, she would look at me, and then she'd go like that, so do the lip thing. I'm shutting up.
You should have just said, I'm sorry, what was that? I went kind of deaf after the screaming.
Yeah, right.
No.
She's a great person. I really do. I love her and Mike Nally. Great fucking people. They were fun bosses. I loved working at company because I wasn't just their artist. They started including me in marketing meetings because I knew how to think outside of the box for things, just naturally. And they liked my ideas. And like I said, I am the co-creator of Missouri State University's motto of every day is game day. They used that for almost 10 years. And I co-created it, and I did the banner for it that, you know, that the slogan went on to. And that was fun. I like doing that shit. Now I'm just an old man. Hey, it's dinner time in the Bush house.
That sounds nasty.
Hey, you know, if you ever do something with broccoli, I'm going to make the joke. How 70s of you?
Oh.
Oh. And just remember to hurt him when you meet again for all of us.
She will slack me. She loves hitting me. And I enjoy her hits because they're so soft.
Yeah, my hits are soft. Wait
She
until
hits
I
me-
unleash Amelia on you with her razor sharp claws.
Just to let you know,
She was
I
being you.
felt like a toddler was smacking me when she would hit me.
Fuck off. Like I said, I'm bringing my cat next time.
You felt like a toddler on smack? What?
Oh,
Toddler.
no, don't wanna know.
Yeah, I tell you that one of the best salutes I've ever seen, Alpha. Let me see if I can find it real quick because we just talked about this movie yesterday. The Searchers.
By saying yesterday, he means the day before yesterday, I think.
I thought it was Friday.
Yesterday. Searcher
Oh,
was
no,
yesterday.
it was
Friday.
Saturday was Friday. You're correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute, what? Scared the shit out of me.
Dude, I don't work anymore. What do I know about weekdays? I get
And this
confused.
is before he served in the military. Unlike his dad, he did volunteer. He joined him after he graduated college.
Oh, Patrick, yeah.
And I can't find the picture here. Let me go to Google. Fuck. I swear to God. Brave has a good search engine, but nowhere like Google does.
I hate the Brave search engine. It's not good.
So let me go to...
Yeah, but it doesn't spy on you.
Yeah, but it's bullshit.
This is one angle right here. Let me see if I can find a bigger
Bushman
version.
Dinner says, Standard Hammerschlag.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find a bigger image of it. So this is it. Open.
That's what she said.
Jesus Christ, Marty. You can't help it, can you?
No.
Man, your vagina is huge. Man, your vagina is huge. I know it is. You don't have to say it twice. I only said it once.
Oh,
You get
God.
it? It's because the echo.
If you have to explain a joke, it's not a good joke.
It's Predator.
We're quoting Predator.
There you go. I loved that salute that he did. And I loved it from the other angle in particular because it's really close to the salute I did. I don't know what 11 Alpha would think of my salute, but my officers liked the way I saluted. And the way I saluted is an old school way that I learned from my dad, which is like this, not this way, this way. Because I was always wearing my cover. And I would come up to the brim and then drop the arm. And they fucking liked the way I snapped it. And some of the other guys in the platoon started imitating it because they're like, that is a cool fucking way you salute. And I'm like, it's the way my dad saluted, and he taught it to me. And that's all I got to say. That's another military thing. 11 Alpha, did you deal with this? When I was in, if senior officers, senior NCOs wanted you to repeat for the company, the whole platoon, I mean, when you're in the barracks, because we didn't have an open bay. We had a barracks with rooms for 2 people each room. And then at the end of the main building was a single bay. And it went fully across, open to the hallway. And that housed, it's 8, that's 16 people in each bay. And then the rest were individual rooms. And I'm assuming that probably that was for senior cadre and such previously. These were old barracks we lived in the Army. But when you walked out, when an NCO or officer walked into the hall to announce something, they would yell, "Echo!" And everybody had to repeat it, "Echo!" And then whatever he said, he would speak like a few words, and then you would echo it. And then he would say the next few words, and then that's how it went. It was just something they did when I was in the Army. And I don't know if it was isolated to just our company or our period of time that I was in, but they would do that. Yummy Sander. And by the way, guys, if you are not in our group, if you are a member, let me know so I can add you on Twitter and put you in the member group, because he puts a lot of his food porn, Bush does. And I'm telling you, everything looks really good when he makes it. Egg noodles and steak with blue cheese. That sounds gross.
What the? Forgive him, Father. He doesn't know what he says.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking dressing with crumbled cheese. Okay. Yeah. That would be good.
Gary not thinking things through than saying, you don't say.
Well, I heard blue cheese or saw blue cheese and I thought the dressing. I'm like, wait, no, she's saying crumbled blue cheese. When I was in basing at you went to Fort Dixneyland. Okay. I was in a 2-man room at Fort Benning. We had 1 bay, 4-man rooms in OCS, right? OCS has 2 meanings. It means officer candidate school or Oklahoma cocksuckers.
Oh.
Because OCS got made fun of by guys who were, recruits. We'd make fun of them, call people that went to OCS Oklahoma cocksuckers. But I got offered to go there when I got my nursing thing. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to stick to being a grunt. I like being a grunt. And that's why I didn't finish nursing school all 4 years. I just went with 2 years. So Fort Dixneyland got shut down. I saw a license plate in Florida that was imagine calling that on the radio. That's Edward. Because police don't use military acronyms for their, the alphabetical acronyms. Because in the Army, it's ECHO. Yeah, that does sound good. Roquefort, Danish blue. I once made a Danish girl blue in the face. Is that the same thing? Danish Blue?
Oh, Gorgonzola. I like Gorgonzola.
Gorgonzola.
Not so much the Roquefort.
All right, guys, you're just giving Bush ideas. Stop it. So let's end this shit. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I want to thank Bush, of course, Gambit, Sander Hammerschlag, Genghis Khan, Wilkie's Movies and Music. Man, I hope Wilkie, I think it's a new name, but I think it's the same person. I think it is. I hope you subscribed.
He's from Steven's
Penny.
channel, Gary.
None. I don't care.
No, I'm just saying.
I hope
he's
they
hanging out
subscribe.
with
That's
us
all I
when
care.
Stephen is
It's
on,
awesome.
so.
It's awesome. I'm just thanking them. You're interrupting the flow. Penny, Andy Morrow, Jacob the Critic, 11 Alpha, Connie Cleary, Classic Comics. It was really cool to see him join us. JPRPH1.
Japer.
Jepper Vinkman's Girl, Max Demon, Monkey Jeebus, of course. It was good to see you, man. I hate that he's struggling like he is. Big Al presents Eastland Burkholder as compared to Westland Burkholder. Yeah, hit that sub button, hit that like, make sure you check the bell. So you make sure you get alerts. And if you do check that bell or have checked that bell, make sure it's always checked because YouTube is notorious for being assholes and unsubbing people. I'm just telling you. Well, American wasabi is something that a lot of people don't even know. They're not even eating real wasabi. In America, in a lot of restaurants, what you're eating is horseradish sauce with food coloring. And that's all it is. And it's a quick burn. It impacts your nasal. It doesn't burn your tongue. It burns your nasal passage. And it only lasts for a minute. I'll tell you what really fucking sucks. Eating wasabi and burping.
Oh.
It's just like burping after drinking Coke or Dr. Pepper. Burns your fucking nose. U.S. Army Fife and Drum Corps. What's this? What are you talking about?
Oh, he's talking about the parade.
Oh man, I'm missing it. I'm sure it's going to be on YouTube, so I'll go watch it, a repeat of it. I love it. Happy birthday to the U.S. Army, the branch I always wanted to serve. Even though I did want to be a Marine, but only if I could be a medic. And found out that nope, you got to join the Navy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not joining the Navy. Oh, Golden Knights are jumping now. Fuck, I'm missing it. All right, I got to end this show so I can go watch this shit. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget, we will be back Monday for another movie. What is that? I don't remember.
Mosul.
Good film, by the way. Very good film. I'm going to talk about the writer on that film because you've seen films by him, and I think he's a very good writer. And Mosul is a very good film about it's not telling the story of the real people, but it's telling they're fictional people, but they're based on a group of real people. And it was the SWAT unit. After the U.S. pulled out, they were the ones, and that's what we needed. They needed to fight for themselves to get their country back and get ISIL out. I say it that way because I don't like the ISIS name because there's a TV show character in a comic named that, and I feel like it's bad. And it's the only reason why I use ISIL because I don't like it said the other way.
It was a real women's name.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah. Almighty, that word. And it just fucking pissed me off that they started using it for that. It also fucked up Archer. The Archer show.
They missed a great joke with that though. Him being arrested for formerly being in his organization because they just look at it and go, "You were in this?" But no, we were a completely different one.
Yeah, it's a joke.
They stole our name.
Yeah. So Anima, do you remember that with Archer? Because Anima's a big Archer fan.
Of course, are you kidding?
Yeah, they use when that organization started being called that ISIS, it fucked up not only the TV show from my childhood and the comics, it fucked up Archer. But it led to some jokes, but it really did. I wish they had gone with ISIL.
It fucked up a beautiful girl's name to begin with.
Yeah.
And that is just, I hate it. I like that name.
Now, Gambit, what I do when I get wasabi, I have a connection in Japan, and because I never trust when you go to the store if it's real wasabi. I order it straight from Japan, and it's not that expensive. The shipping's really cheap.
Oh,
and
same with extra virgin olive oil. Same deal.
I used to get my wasabi from a Japanese store here.
Yeah, we have a Chinese store, and they don't. They have Vietnamese stuff and Chinese stuff, but you can't get certain things like wasabi. There's no wasabi anywhere in that store. And it made me sad because they call it the Asian market here in Springfield. But it doesn't have much Japanese. It's mostly Chinese and Vietnamese. So still a lot of good stuff. Zoe loved shopping there because I'd buy her new chopsticks every week because I taught her how to use chopsticks when she was 4 years old. Use the rubber band method, by the way, if you're curious.
Oh my God, Dima.
What?
Maya. No.
See, that name means only one thing to me. The Egyptian goddess, superhero, and Archer. And I don't like that it was given to somebody else that was evil. So that's it, guys. Thanks for coming. Look for you on Monday. Any of you guys that show up. It's a good movie. If you've never seen this film, I highly recommend watching it. It's called Mazul. It came out. It's given different dates because it was released at different times. It hit Netflix in 2020. But I think the first initial release was in 2019. So if you look up Mosul 2019 or 2020, you'll find it. And a lot of people get confused because there was a series, but as I recall, the series was the movie cut up. And that's all they did. They cut it up into 4 or 5 episodes. So there you go. All right. Out of here, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Bye now.
Bye. We're still here.
I'm waiting for you guys to all say bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go.
Y'all come back now, you hear?